Well guys, bloody hell, what a pain in the ass that was. I'm back, as you can see, and a week's gone by since I've been out here. And look at the fields now, they're all nice and green. So basically guys, it's been a while. I think it was my bike ride the last time I did something. But basically last Saturday, it was last Thursday, Friday, about 9 days ago, I was starting to feel some symptoms. I thought it was just a cold because I was getting a bad throat. And I get a bad throat and can't swallow my food or drinks when I have a bad cold. So basically, you guys are planting, look, these guys are actually planting the rice. Normally they just chuck it about, but these guys are actually bending over, back-breaking work, doing the planting. Bloody hell. Talk about me having a bad back. But yeah, so Thursday, Friday I had symptoms. I didn't get a test until Saturday morning, one of those antigen 24-hour things, rapid tests, sorry. And I was tested positive for COVID, so that was a bit of a blow, especially in a house the size of ours, 45 square meters. So straight away I locked myself in Will's room, which is about 4x4. Not even that actually. Actually, it's probably about 5 foot by 7 foot. And I'm 6 foot over, you know, over 6 foot. So legs up the wall, try to lie on his bed. It's a solid bed, so I could lie on it, but no length to it. So I didn't want to spread it all around the house, which, you know, it's pretty impossible with a 45 square meter house. So basically, I'll turn you around so you can see what's going on. But I locked myself in there for a day and a half, and then Will was starting to get symptoms. He was like kind of high temperature and not feeling very well. We tested him, he's positive. And then a day later, Nat tested positive. So I actually, when Will got tested positive, I thought, well, there's no point in me being locked in his room. If he's got it, then the rest are going to get it. So I came out, but I slept in the night in the room. Will slept in the living room. And the next day, Nat contracted it. And then Leah, which we were dreading. She had a temperature of about 39 degrees. It was only literally for the half a day or so that she had this, but she was dropping in temperature. We had the fever patches on her head, and we were feeding her some kind of medicine that was to drop temperature down. And yeah, later that day she was okay, she was fine, so we were really pleased about that. Wilming was done within a day, I think, a day and a half. He was all right, you know. He wanted to be out and about. He was really itching to get on his bike, play football in the yard. And we were hoping the kids were okay. Just me and Nat would have had most of the effects, and so that's how it turned out. And Nat's only had a bunged up nose and can't smell anything. But I lost my appetite. I was feeling okay until I did a video for the agency, and then I couldn't talk. I was choking, like itchy throat. Couldn't react. I thought, bloody hell, I got worse. So I felt as if I was getting continuing with this COVID. But then after a couple of days more, I was feeling much better, and still got a cough and a runny nose and stuff, which you guys probably had COVID already, you know all this stuff, but I just thought I'd let you know what's going on with us. And this morning I tested those rapid tests and tested negative, so pleased about that. But we went to the clinic to officially test negative with the authorities, but there's nobody there. Saturday morning, isn't it? So, and I wanted Nat to get tested to make sure she's negative as well, because she needs to go into Hanoi at some point. And now I'm negative, I'm going into bloody Hanoi. I tell you guys, it may sound like paradise living in this, around here like this. Beautiful, yeah. But when you can't go anywhere for a whole year, it does my head in. I've been going mental, and it's probably partially why I haven't been doing any videos for you guys. I haven't really been able to get out for a start, and I just had no interest. I lost all sense of importance of anything. Even the travel agency, I couldn't be bothered with it, because, you know, nothing was happening. There was no visas, no opening or anything like that, so I got fed up with that, so I didn't do any videos. So, but now, as you probably heard, e-visas have been switched back on, so that's 80 countries, and the 13 countries that have been offered 15-day visa exemption, they're allowed in. That's countries like the UK, Sweden, Finland, Denmark, and a few others, Russia and Belarus. Anyway, and also the Asian countries that had it pre-COVID, so they're allowed in. That's your Philippines and Brunei, Indonesia and things like that. But so that's kind of given me a little bit of hope, because after 2 years of just doing like YouTube and not actually doing anything worthwhile for our family, it's got me down. And so basically now I'm hoping to be able to generate some business. So guys, if you are wishing to come to Vietnam, please do contact us and get our business kicked off. And yeah, so Nat needs to get into Hanoi, and I am going into Hanoi, and I'm going to spend a few days there. I'm going to do some filming, go around the old quarter, French quarter, pop into 1 or 2 hotels, do walk-arounds, and of course get back into Hanoi street food. Come on. And I'll have a few beers with my Vietnamese mate Viet. He's got his own travel agency, but he's kicked that in a touch until after the pandemic, so he's been working elsewhere, but he'll be around somewhere, so I'll take you to a beer hoi and get you some beer snacks on order. So there's some guys out in the fields. Got the buffalo over there, and you've got guys out here that are just probably planting their rice. And this actually here is all very uniform. You see that one? Looks really nice. They must have planted them properly. I think they use that machine that rolls along, and the seeds just drop out. So hello. So yeah, it's looking good out here now. That's a week since I've been out here, and you know, there were only about that now then when I came out last week, but now you can see it's growing up quite well. So that's grown quite a bit in a week, so that's good. So yeah, I've been here in the village now for about a year. We went to Phu Quoc for my 50th, if you remember that, and had a great time. That seems many moons ago now. I mean, it's coming up to nearly a year now anyway, but I haven't been out of the village in all that time since we came back from the holiday. I popped to Nam Dinh for shopping and stuff, but that doesn't count. I'm not counting going to Big C as a any kind of trip out. So it seems like Vietnam went backwards. You know, they were really good in the beginning, but now there's hundreds and hundreds of thousands of new cases, and Will still hasn't been to school for about 2 or 3 weeks now. Some of the schools in Hanoi are still online, some have gone back, or they're going back. Ho Chi Minh the same. So basically they're opening up to the foreign tourists, all well and good, but and my son's still not going to school because of COVID. So, and it's not because he picked it up, it was closed before he picked it up. Kids' parents are scared stiff. So we need to start living with it and get moving forward so we can all get our lives back. I mean, how is it going on with you guys in Australia, UK, in America? You know, what's happening there in Europe? What's happening with you guys? Is it getting better? All living with it? I know that I'm wearing a mask in the middle of a field. Take that off, but it gets strummed into you here. I have people on my other channel saying, "Oh, stop wearing the mask. You're conforming to their regime and all that." But you come and live here, mate. You come and live here and tell me that you will tell them you're not wearing a mask. Okay, mate. All brave when they're typing on the keyboards, aren't they? And they're all doctors. Everyone's an expert. It's unbelievable. But anyway, still got some symptoms. I'm still not fully fit, but seeing that one bar on that bloody thing has given me hope that I can come out and take her for a walk. I know there's nobody around. I mean, there's only a few people, and I could have probably done it. It's just, you don't want to be popping, you know, you don't want to be popping anywhere if you're an F0, which is like a full-blown case. If you're a case, you don't really want to be wandering around. So there are old people here. My mother-in-law, Nat's mum, she hasn't had it yet, and she's in the 70s, so I didn't want her to get it. You know, most people are getting it in the village. You see these signs, the sign that you showed you at the beginning, you see them all over the place. And I'm wondering if I picked it up from that village I went to out over there. Remember when I filmed all those Kakli signs? Loads of them. And Ginger has desperately needed a walk, because Nat won't take her far. Even and she went out, but I didn't want to go out. People are scared of a foreigner in COVID times as it is. If I start going out there, especially when your name's been mentioned on the tannoy, she heard her name mentioned in the tannoy. I didn't hear mine, but I don't think anyone can pronounce it. It's like when I got my jabs, it called out everyone's name, and I could see he's looking up, he's looking down, he's looking up. He goes, yeah, Simon, and everyone's laughing, and I'm just walking up saying, come on, say it. He's like, oh, no, just go in there. Nobody can say it. So you know, when your name gets called out over the tannoy system or whatever, and everyone knows you've got it, and then they think, oh, there's a foreigner, and you think he's been walking around the village, he could, you know, could have repercussions, couldn't it? So I stayed in. It's been doing my head in. Literally the only place I've been was in the front yard outside our window, no further. So it's been doing my head in. So now I'm out in the open. Thank bloody God, I tell you. You do appreciate it when you can't see it. So now that I've had it, Actually, last Monday, a few days after I contracted COVID, we were meant to be having our booster shot, our third jab, both me and Nat. But because Nat tested positive on that morning, she had to test just to be sure. We couldn't take it, so I don't know whether we'll still get that booster shot or not, or whether we need it anymore. I don't know. But I saw in the news they're looking at maybe giving us a fourth jab. So I don't know. Here's our field, guys, from that post. That's all our rice field. Well, brother and sister-in-law, they do all the work for it. They get all the money for it. So it's looking really nice and green and lush, guys. So I'm loving the weather. Has been getting warmer and warmer now, so I'd say I love the weather, but it's too much for me still. Sweat me bits off. What else I was going to say? Some other news. There was some other news. Can't think what it was now. It'll come to me. A bit brave, aren't you, Ginger? Yeah. Right. I think that'll probably do. Where's I? Okay, guys, that's probably about it. But basically, we're all right. I'll start getting back out on the bicycle again. And if you have any ideas of videos you want to see, give me a shout. It's only going to be once a week, if that, nowadays. It's not like business has started to boom or anything, because it hasn't. Still got to show a test on arrival, which is putting a lot of people off. Still got to have insurance, which seems daft really when you think about it. You should have insurance when you travel anyway, and people are saying, oh, we shouldn't need it. Well, I think it should be included, but it doesn't have to be a certain figure. And also there's some people that are unvaccinated, don't want to come if you have to be vaccinated. So see, that's a bit of a vague thing as well. They've not mentioned the vaccine here. They've just said, oh, no need to test on arrival, you just show your negative test result within 72 hours of departing your country, and basically you don't need to go into quarantine when you arrive. So they haven't mentioned the fact that you still have to be vaccinated, which I think is still the case. So a lot of people don't want to travel. I've got friends who are not vaccinated, don't want to be vaccinated, don't believe in it. Right, a bit smoky around here. Look at these houses, love these. Character. There's another one, look. Cat Lee. There's another one, look. Cat Lee. That's just down my street. Okay, guys. Catch you the next time. Cheers.